Hi, I'm Brian Barker, AHDB's strategic farmer for the East. Welcome to Lodge Farm, West Thorpe. My role is to bring top-end research onto a farm level and showcasing it on a large scale. So we're looking at doing full field scale trials, we're looking at doing tramline trials, not so much the small 1 metre by 1 metre cane trials. We're looking at it on a bigger scale because farmers like to see things on the sort of big scale in the system in a natural farmed environment. And this is what we're trying to showcase here, is that our farmed ecosystem and our landscape is very much in tune with what we're doing in the fields. Over the last few years, we've been looking at how we can lower our inputs. Government policy is dictating that we're trying to reduce the amount of pesticides and fertiliser that we're actually applying, but we've got to maintain our actual output and productivity. We need to sort of look at how we can do that, and these demonstrations and trials and research being on farm is key to delivering that going forward. So we always say that research on farm is our doors are always open, and it's always better to have more minds to talk about the problems that we are seeing on a farm, industry and national level. The AHDB Strategic Farm and Monitored Farm platform is a great way to show other farmers, other organisations, government officials about what is actually going on at farm level, and it's all about peer-to-peer learning and knowledge exchange, which is key. I'm in the middle of my strategic farm period of 6 years, and there's some really interesting work being done. We've been looking at cover crops, we've been looking at fungicide inputs, we've been looking at flowering margins, pollinators, beneficials, we've been looking at early fertiliser, we've been looking at marginal land, we're looking at machinery costings, all showcased for farmers and for other industry leads. It's not all about just writing journals, it's actually about putting this research into practice, and that's what we're trying to do here at Lodge Farm. So with the work with the AHDB Strategic Farm here in the East, we've been looking at cover crops over the last couple of years. We've been working with Essex and Suffolk Water, looking at nitrates by analysing what actual water comes out of drain outlets across the farm under a range of different crops and different cultivations. Cover crops have been talked about in the press a lot, about their sort of value to nutrient capture, but we have to look at it in a farming system to see if it's actually delivering a benefit to the farm, either economical or actual biodiversity and soil health. So there's a lot going on. We've been experimenting with different mixes over the last couple of years, and we've done some work which ADAS have been analysing, and Kate Smith will be explaining what results they found.
Over winter, Brian sampled the drainage water, and we were able to compare nitrate concentrations in both fields from areas with and without a cover crop. And what we were seeing is that where there was a cover crop, nitrate concentrations were lowest and well below the EC drinking water limit of 50 milligrams of nitrate per litre. In contrast, on the stubble or on the ploughed land, the nitrate concentrations were much higher. Furthermore, we were noticing on the one-pass system, nitrate concentrations were lowest or lower compared to the ploughed cover crop. And this really just ties in with the fact that the cover crop on the one-pass system was better established at the start of overwinter drainage. And this is consistent with what we're seeing in other research projects, that if you can get a cover crop well established at the start of overwinter drainage, you're going to have more impact at reducing nitrate losses over winter.
I'm going to be persevering. The trials are going to be carried on for another year here at the Strategic Farm East. They're going to be looking at the fields, apple tree and blacksmith, looking at this year's crops, looking at this year's water outfalls, and looking at soil assessments with the VES system, looking at structure and if there's any improvements long term over the 2 years that we've seen within this experiment.